Who was your influences in music? I know I hate to switch subjects.
Iggy Pop, David Bowie, the Dolls, Johnny Thunders. I mean, Johnny Thunders is amazing because, with very little technical, just really great stuff. Just stuff that flows. We did a show with the Damned back in 1978, and we were playing uptown in New York, and Johnny Thunders came to the show, and the Damned we're sitting in the same dressing room, kind of like we're sitting here. Damned are over here, and my guys are over here, and Johnny Thunders comes stumbling in, and he goes, "Hey, I want to play with you guys." And he said, "Oh, well, we don't have an amp for you." I said, "You can use mine." And he used my bass amp and our guitar player at the time, Bobby's Purple Marauder, which was the biggest piece of twangy shit you ever heard. And Johnny Thunders got on that stage and sounded amazing. And I said to myself, it's not about how much you spent on your amp or how good your guitar is or whether it's vintage. It's how you use the damn thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. Somebody who's great will make shit sound like, like gold. So, that's those are my influences. I think that the real turnaround from the glam rock, all the 70s stuff into the late 70s, early 80s punk movement really is what inspired me. I mean, for this band for sure. But
out of all the bands that are out there, of all time, you guys are one of the few bands who continuously get more and more and more listeners or fans, and your fan base just grows and grows. It's like a plague. From a marketing, I know, really. From a marketing point of view, how do you guys do that, or you guys just don't really give it much thought and just?
No. You know what it is? It's the formula of the 1950s rock and roll. What people don't understand is that trends repeat themselves. For example, in 1950s you had rock and roll, you had Elvis, you had Buddy Holly, you had this. The Ramones in 1975 were a rebirth of that, but with the times as the element that makes it new, okay? In other words, they were playing atomic stuff compared to the guys in the 50s. Rap and all that stuff was a rebirth of kind of like dance music that was in the late 70s, where you had, it's not to be compared to disco and stuff like that, but it's the beat, okay? It's a boom, 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 you know what I mean? All of a sudden you got that thumpy dance music, and now you got people talking, and it's at times, it's what shapes, the society shapes the music, okay, whether you realize it or not. It's what people are doing, what it's about, what we're living at that moment is what reflects in the music. And for the Misfits and the Ramones, we were basically throwing out the Styx and the Aerosmiths and all these other rock bands that everybody, all these big, limousine, big party bullshit stuff. We took it right back down into the street. Okay, the Ramones, they came off of the Bowery. Okay, what's lower than the Bowery? I mean, 2nd Avenue, 1st Avenue. you know what I'm saying? So the thing was with the Misfits, we always looked up to like Alice Cooper. I mean, Alice Cooper, we play with him now. I mean, for me to play with Alice Cooper, it's like a dream I had when I was in high school. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's the Misfits wound up being the dark child of the punk scene. We immediately picked up on the horror and stuff like that. And that's really what keeps the band current, is that our subject matter isn't about, hey, I don't have a job today, or hey, it's tough in the streets today, or it's about science fiction movies, which you'll watch a movie, you'll watch Boris Karloff's Frankenstein from 1934 or whatever it is, and you'll get it. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's 80 years later. Okay, it still makes sense. So, I mean, what we pick to choose to write songs about is timeless. It's about imaginary things. It's about concepts. So, that's what made the Misfits good. And I think also the background vocals and the real hooky kind of things. The music isn't the hook. The vocals are the hook. And that's really what I think we went back to basics with. And I think that's why kids today, like these kids sitting here coloring your posters for the street, right? They'll get it. They'll find the Misfits 5-6 years from now. They'll listen to Walk Among Us 1982, and they'll get Skulls. They'll get Violent World. They'll get these things. And that's the one thing that I think really keeps us going, is that what we chose was not something that was fleeting. It was something that would be here forever. And we're just trying to do the same.
What a life. You know what I mean?
What a hard job.
The wrestling, an
people think we
iconic
got-
band. I mean,
Well, speaking of iconic band, I was talking to Brian earlier outside, and you guys have like one of the most recognizable logos. If anybody sees the skull of the Misfits, they know what.
Yeah,
that
they
is.
know what it is. People see it and have no idea also what it is, but they sport it. And do you know why? Because it is the most basic thing. It's white, it's black and white. Okay, I got kids that come to me that are in grammar school doing artwork with our skull, making shirts in the class when they're learning silk screening. Because it's one color, man. It's black and white. It's a black skull on white or pink or hot green or a white skull on black. And that's all there is to it.
Where did that come from, by the way?
Well, it's kind of like it's symbolic for us anyway, and it's line art that we've been using for forever, for crying out loud. But the thing is that it's not a human skull. I mean, that's the beauty of it. I mean, everybody's got a human skull, I hope, and for the most part, it's kind of abstract, and that's what I really like about it. I like about it that nobody else has got anything that's even similar. It looks like Africa if you hold it up to a mirror.
It is kind of shaped like.
Yeah, it's shaped like Africa. So it's like going back to where we came from. It's like good.